Hi there, lovely stitchers. How are you today? Hope you're all well. So today's little video, we're going to add some embellishment, well, a bit of embroidery to our little quilty kind of piece. I just want to say thank you to Elaine for your little tips on EPP. I'll be having a go. Yeah, I'm no expert, as I did say. So, it's all a learning curve, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. So I'll pop your desk on the desk video camera so we can get on. All right. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to put some little embroidery in between. Oh, Gertrude here. Let's get rid of that if we can. This little mini roller does come in handy, especially when you've got pets. I bet everybody's out there that's got pets has something like that. So yeah, I'm going to put some little post. Reggie's going to bark. Just bear with me a second. I'm back. I knew Reggie would be wanting to have a little woof off. He's not been very well, but we'll get to that in a little while. So yeah, I'm going to put some embroidery, nothing spectacular, just in these little gaps in between. I'm going to use some of my candy floss threads. These are available in the shop, by the way, if you're looking to buy, but any kind of thread will do, whatever you've got. So what I'm just going to do a simple, I'm not going to quilt it just yet. Just pop that to one side. I'm just going to do a simple little design in the middle, and I haven't threaded up, so I'll do some little red. I was going to do a little bumblebee, and I might do just on one of them, but thought it might make the video too long. Okay, so I'm just going to do some lazy daisies. If you're not familiar with embroidery stitches, a lazy daisy is also a detached chain. Oh, excuse me. So what you need to do is you need to come up through your fabric. Okay, just hang on to your working thread. Go back down at the side of where you've come up. Don't go back down the same hole. And then come up a little bit further away. That's about 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 centimetre. Wrap the needle around the back of thread around the back of your needle and pull all the way through. Okay, then you want to hop over that thread and back down. A lot of people do it the other way up. I work upside down, and I'm not apologising for it either. Oh dear. I do get comments that I'm doing it wrong and I'm doing it upside, or I'd find it much easier if I did it this way or whatever. But I don't think I would, because I'd have to learn how to do it again, wouldn't I? But, and also, it's a kind of a, I have to try and keep my hands out of the way for you guys so you can see what I'm doing. So it's like being a bit of a contortionist. Oh, that one's not very, don't worry. That one's gone a bit awry, but I'm not too worried. So I've done like a little flower. It's not perfect, and I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just will say that don't worry about your work not being symmetric and not being quite perfect. That's not what it's about. It's about doing something that you love. Why make things difficult for yourself if if it's something that you really love doing? Why do you want to make life difficult? You don't. So I'm going to go another one. So, Reggie, little Reggie. If you're new here, excuse me, frog in my throat. Reggie's my son's little doggy. He's a border terrier crossed with a toy poodle. He's very cute, and I call him a batoodle. I'm sure there's other well, I don't know what you call them. Forget what you call them. Where they border poo or something like that. But that doesn't sound very nice, does it? Anyway, we also have a cat, Gertrude, and Gertrude usually likes to come and invite herself to have a lie down here. She's not been on since I've moved down here. She's not really a fan of it, I have to say, and I think it's because it's not quite as cozy as my upstairs room. And also, she had like a little plinth that she could look down on me, like the queen she is. Anyway, back to the story. I'm digressing. So my Gertrude is she's friendly on her terms, friendly. She doesn't want cuddles and strokes and things. She's that kind of a cat, Yeah, when she feels like it, you can touch her, and only for the nanosecond that she allows. So you get in the picture. Anyway, since Reggie arrived, Reggie's desperate, so desperately wants to be a friend. So desperate it makes your heart. Oh dear. That one's a little bit better, isn't it? It breaks your heart because she's so awful to him. She just attacks him unprovoked, we're trotting past or trying to get on the bed and she'll whack him. Anyway, this has been going on for the whole time. 3 years. Reggie's been here with us 3 years, and Gertrude's still not giving in. And Reggie's not giving in either because he just wants to be friends. Anyway, Sunday, we're all off up to bed. Gertrude, I've got this is going to sound much grander than it is. I've got like a spirally staircase, and Gertrude will lay in wait for Reggie and jump out on him. Anyway, she did this Sunday night. He jumped out of his skin and lost all use of the right-hand side of his body, which terrified the life out of us. He had no use of his legs on his right-hand side and just kept, every time he tried to stand up, poor little thing fell over. So, of course, panic. Emergency vet called. Yeah, conversation, let's get ready. We're going to take him down there. Blah, blah, blah. Luckily, we've got insurance. So, we're all getting ready to go, me and my son. And I finished the call and go to get some clothes back on because by this point I'm in my PJs. It's almost midnight. So Harvey, my son, he's getting his clothes on, I'm getting my clothes on. And he just calls out to me, Mum, phone the vet back. I don't think we need to go. He'd recovered and he jumped up on the bed and then jumped back down off the bed and whatever. So I phoned the vet back. Vet, yeah, monitor him till morning. So that's what we did. Anyway, by lunchtime the next day, he really didn't. He was walking, he could walk. So it's obviously some kind of trapped nerve or whatever, I don't know. And he just wasn't himself. He just wasn't his joyous little doggy self. So we decided to take him to the vets. Gave the vet a call. Yeah, bring him down. Of course, he gets to the vets, and it's almost as if nothing's happened, nothing's wrong. He's stretching around, cuddling the vet, doing all the doggy stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, I feel such a fraud. Such a fraud, anyway. Long, sort of long conversation about what happened, whilst giggles. She does a thorough examination of him, I have to say. Massaging and what have you. Anyway, what she said, if there's any vets out there, or vet nurses, this is just what I got told, that he would have kind of not trapped a nerve, sort of strained a muscle or something in his neck, which would have been why his front leg wouldn't work, and his back hind quarter also in the leap away from her. So she gave him some not antibiotics, anti-inflammatories, and a really, really good examination. And I feel, and I don't know, I felt a lot better anyway. We came home with some anti-inflammatory stuff, and he's got to wear his. Has anybody seen those AQUA fleece things for doggies? They've got legs like a fleece coat with legs in the front and the back. So he's got to wear that and keep warm, keep his joints all warm, and her advice was, don't let the cat ambush him again. I mean, yeah, all right then. Oh dear. So anyway, we're back home. He's proper milking it, I really have to say. Oh dear. He's really milking it, but he is very subdued. Very, very subdued. But that was Sunday, now on Wednesday. He's now kind of woofing again. He's woofed at the letterbox going, but he didn't come down and go ballistic like he normally does, because he's got small dog syndrome, of course. But what I was going to say was, I feel like, the vet did an excellent job and explained all these things and did the precautionary stuff. But I do feel that having a conversation with the emergency vet at midnight on a Sunday, and we'll have to do bloods and we'll have to do an X-ray and all this. I am so grateful that he kind of recovered, that I didn't have to go through all that, because I did say to the vet while I was in there, so, there was talk from the emergency vet of a X-ray and blood tests and all this, and she just raised her eyebrows. Obviously, it's I don't want to say preying on the vulnerable, but you are vulnerable when you've got your pets, haven't you? You love them, so you kind of just want the best. And I'm not an expert in animal kind of things, not veterinary. So you just go with what you're told. But I'm kind of grateful that we didn't have to go to the vets. As I said, we have got pet insurance, but that would have been the premium would have gone up, wouldn't it? Anyway, I'm sure not all emergency vets are like that, but and I may have got there and it was like, oh no, we don't need to do that. But I have had, I have had another kind of episode where I ended up with lots and lots of stuff being done that was totally unnecessary at an emergency vet. But there we go. Anyway, so Reggie is bright and breezy again. Well, he gets a little sleepy and not quite. He's still not quite himself. He's very, very wary of Gertrude now, even though I have to say, yesterday was very odd. Gertrude's very aloof, and she was looking everywhere, and I feel like she was looking for Reggie, and he was hiding out in Harvey's little cave with Harvey, having some peace and quiet. But she was prowling around in places that she'd never usually goes, and I think she was looking for him. Because even though I say she doesn't like him, she has her moments with him where they'll chase each other. One chases one down the stairs, they're up and down the stairs, and and it seems like it's a bit of fun. So who knows? Who knows what's going on in her head? Oh, but yeah, he's all right when he's still not. We did take his fleece coat off. He hates that fleece coat. Usually what happens is, well, whenever he sees it, it goes and hides in the most inaccessible place for us. Like he'll do a sniper move underneath the settee. He's not putting that on. You see these dogs, don't you, and cats with all these cute little outfits on. No way. Neither of mine. Not a chance. Right. Gosh. Ooh. Now then, am I going to bother here? I will, just in case you see it, but I'm waiting for the plumber to arrive because that was the other thing Sunday. It's always on a Sunday when nobody works or when people are going to charge you a lot more money to come out. I've got water running down the wall from some pipe work somewhere. It's still running down the wall because he couldn't find it, and he's waiting. Anyway, he was waiting for something, so that will be hopefully sorted today. Luckily, it's not a great big gushing. It's a trickle, but it's still running down the blooming wall. So I've snapped a match, so hopefully that's broke the cycle of 3 bad things. Little superstition. That was my granny. Ooh, you'll have to snap a match, she used to say. If bad things come in 3, if you're not superstitious, you'll not know what I'm talking about. Right. don't think I'm going to put one here. Oh, I was on a Zoom call with a lady, a group of ladies, a group of stitchers, and she was calling a dilemma. I think it was was it a dilemma? A dilemma. She said, I'm dilemming. I really liked that. I'm dilemming. Oh, and quickly. Just going to pop a couple in there, just in case, but I feel like I'm going to cover that up. I'm not, yeah, that's just for belt and braces, shall we say, belt and braces. I'm mindful that I keep clanking my scissors down. So I will be exhibiting, being an exhibitor stand, having an exhibitor stand at the at Sewing for Pleasure at the NEC in March this year. That's 2025. If you're watching it at a later date, and excuse me, I have been given a discount code which I will share with you, which gets you 30% off the tickets if you're able to go. So it's the NEC in Birmingham. Shall I have a little look what the dates are? Just bear with me a second, just so I get the exact date for you. It is, oh, oh, I've not written it in. Why haven't I written it in? Let me have another little, I'll have a look on the, let me just quickly look. It is the 13th to the 16th of March. And the code for it's 30% off your entry ticket, and you get the entry is for the Sewing for Pleasure, creative crafts, and the exhibition, which, if any of you have heard of the red dress, I'll put a link in to the red dress. I'll get Heather to do it so you can have a look. That will be there at the NEC, so it's worth going just for that. Anyway, I'll tell you the code, but I'll also write it in the description box. It's craft. This is all uppercase, all capital letters. Craft sew, SEW. So that's CRAFT SEW 30, and you enter that code at the end when you're at checkout, and it will knock another 30% off your ticket. And if you do go along, don't forget to come and say hello to me. It'd be lovely to have a chat and tell me, bring me your bits and pieces that you've made. Now then, shall I jump over? Will you see it now? Wouldn't usually advise, but I'm going to quilt this on to sew. This is a French knot, by the way. I'm doing 3 wraps. Oh, have I gone off camera? No. So French knot, for those of you who are new to embroidery, is you come up through the fabric. Oh, if you are jumping across the back of your work, make sure you're not pulling too tight, otherwise it'll pucker up. Look, bit naughty, but up through your fabric, hold on to your working thread, hold your needle close to your work and wrap 1, 2. I'm doing 3. I wouldn't advise to go any more than 3. That becomes a completely different stitch. And then you go back down next to where you came up, or in the hole where you came up, but I usually do it next to, and that makes a little knot you can't see. Little tiny knot, really cute. We're going that way. My wonky flower. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I've not done that. I've only done Harrogate, and this is my second kind of big show we've done. I've never done one before Harrogate. And those of you who came to see me there all know that it was extremely busy. 1, 2, 3. So I'm hoping this one will be as busy as well. Look at this. Oh dear. We're not in the, it's not the Royal School of Needlework, guys. Don't beat yourself up. I'm putting my threads here because I don't know what I've done with my alt jar. Oh, here, look. It's a little pig. Little pig, little pig. And we call these a snort. And I just stuff them all in there. I do have these on the website. I think there are only a few left, but they're super cute. I want to try and get some more for the show, but maybe not. Depends how long they take to come. One there. 2, 3. Finish that off. Oh. I'll put one each in there. Just in case, as I say, belt and braces, because I don't think I'll see, but maybe I might, I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead, it's usual, no plan. I'll finish that off because I might not. My granny would be having a, she'd be making me unpick this. Oh dear, she would not be happy at that. Lazy girl, lazy Taylor. Right, have a good one, everyone. Yeah, lovely. Okay, you can put whatever you want in the middle, by the way. Obviously, I was going, like I said, I was going to do a little bumblebee, but I think the idea of it, I don't know, might have been a step too far. This is quite full. Right, let me just poke you in. Get in. Right. Lovely. So let's think about. Oh, sorry, clanking. And there's dogs barking now. I don't know whether you'll be able to hear because I have a new microphone. Well, it's not brand new, but yeah, it is brand new, but I've had it a few weeks and I didn't realise that it doesn't pick up the outdoor sound. So you did your quilty bit. Yeah, so you've got your fabric, wrong side facing up, your quilt, batting, wadding. and then your piece. Now, I've got this stick and spray, okay, and that will it's feel like this, yeah, this is repositional, and if you just give it a little blast, not a lot, and pop it down. The thing is, these do tend to stay in position, so I'm not too bothered. I'm just giving it a little so it doesn't move around. You can use safety pins, you can use the quilter's clips, but stick and spray, I'll get Heather to put a code in for you. If you're using it on bigger projects, it's great. Let's just pop that out of the way. It does have a little bit of it is quite smelly. So if you're ever, don't use it. If you've got asthma or anything like that, use it in a very, very well ventilated room. But you could also use the clips, the quilter's clips, and pop them around the edge, or the quilter's safety pins, which I don't have. You can even just pin it. But also, this is so small, you probably wouldn't need to do any of that. So I'm going to go. I'm not going to make you watch this because that'd just be. I'm going to go all the way around in just a running stitch. Now, this is a 12 weight cotton. This happens to be AURIFIL. But you can use anything you've got. Stranded cotton, an ordinary machine cotton if you've got like a thicker one, any kind of PEARLE. You do what you've got. I was going to do it in a colour, but I feel like I've got enough going on. Why can't I thread my needle? Come on. I'm using a MILLINERS needle. Again, you use what you've got. I don't seem to want to thread up, do we? Oh, go. Come on. And the reason I use MILLINERS needles is because they are straight the whole, they don't flare out at the eye, and it's so much easier to use. Okay. So I'm going to bury my knot in my wadding. I'm not there because I'm going to cut it out. So I'm going to go in a little way from where I want to come up. I'm going to come up here next to my hexie. I'm not going through the back. I'm just going through the wadding. Okay, and I'm going to pull. And I've got a little quilter's knot on. I'm just going to hold it, and oh, she says, doesn't want to come through. Don't want to come through this linen for some reason. I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's go through the back. Doesn't want to come through this. I think it's on a slubby bit there. The trials. So we'll go through the back. Go in. Into the wadding. And up where I want to be. And as I say, I will pull all the way. Keep pulling. And there's your knot. You can't see it on this. The knot's here. And I'm just going to give it a little tiny. Oh my gosh, what? Oh, there we are. Tiny tug, but don't pull that hard, it's going to come right the way through. Okay, so that'll bury itself in the wadding. I've got a very long thread here. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to do little stitches about, let's get a tape measure. 2 millimeters, or what do we call that? 1/16 of an inch away from the outside of my hexie. And all I'm doing is I'm going all the way through, taking a tiny stitch, tiny running stitch, and back up and down. But you want to go through all 3 pieces. That's got a long thread and it's going to be knotted up. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to go away. I'll do all of that. I'm not going to speed it up because I don't know whether people enjoy that. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? And it's a pain for me to edit it, if I'm honest. It's much easier if I stop and then come back. If you want to feel like you, I bet you can't see this. If you feel like you want to draw a line around to make it neat, you know, exact, this is not going to be exact. Where's Mum? So I'm not too worried. Everything's a little bit wibbly, isn't it? See if you can see. Let me get to the end of this little one. I'm tending to do like a stabbing stitch. I think because I'm going through the 3 and it's quite a small. If I was doing one long run, it's a different. It's a bit easier. Go back down. Okay. Can you see? Yeah. So I've gone around the outside. I'm not going on the inside. Just going around the outside. Now I want to skip from this one to this one. So I'm back in the back of my thread. You can just about see your stitches on this, but not very much. But I'm going to go back into the wadding with a tiny, tiny stitch. And I'm going through the wadding to the next set of hexes. Okay, and I'm going to carry on and I'm going to go around the outside of every single set of hexes. So I'll be back. Okay, so I don't know if you're going to be able to, it'll focus. I've gone around all of the outside of my little sets of hexes. It's not super neat. I'm not bothered. You know, it's my little thing. You can't really see it on this side. You can feel it, but I love the feel of it when it's been stitched together. It's like really starts to give it a kind of strength. I don't know if that makes sense. Kind of stabilizes it and gives it strength, and I don't know. Anyway, so that's that finished. So for next week, I want you to gather your bits of fabric. You'll probably want something that's not much more than about that kind of size. What we got? 3 inches. 3 inches of fabric, kind of squares, scraps, whatever you've got. Those, if you've got something that you want. I mean, I'm going to just use what I've used here, but it doesn't have to be the same, but you'll want those again. You'll also need something to draw around circles, and probably use this. Okay, all will be revealed. So happy stitching, everyone, and I'll see you all again next week. Bye bye.